What things should people never Google? Anything related to a crime you're about to commit. Suggestion: if you're worried about seeing images, use Urban Dictionary. Edit: thanks for the awards, everyone. This was a brilliant idea, thanks mate. Today you saved someone from getting PTSD. There was this band from Indonesia a few years back. I don't know if they're still around. They're a hardcore punk band, and they're named after a song called Under 18 by a classic NYC hardcore band called Warzone, a song about shows being all ages and generally inclusive. My friend was over at my place and I played them for him. He decided to Google them for more info. He searched Under 18 Indonesian hardcore on my computer. I'm definitely on a list somewhere because of him. What can I say except he should have seen it coming? Mr. Hands. The best part is that the video has an IMDb entry. It is currently sitting at a 6.910. I think the real best part is that the famous video is not the incident that killed him. That's right folks, he decided that was an insufficient amount of horsecock. My first thought was the name of the show you are watching on Netflix, because you get spoilers. Boy am I an innocent. You are what gives the future hope. Any symptoms you have. Trying to figure out what's wrong with you through Google is the quickest way to freak yourself out. One time I had a terrible headache, and Google told me I had a major brain tumor, brain cancer, and a possible broken fractured skull. Get well soon. Google. If you Google, every other person around you will think you are an idiot. If you type Google into Google, you can break the internet. Please, no one try it. Even for a joke. Oh, I have a big list. Ringthy Gauntlet, it's not that bad at first, but it gets bad. Armin Mivas crime scene photos, no. Bryce Williams video, not that bad, but I don't advise. Ed Gein human art, it's not that bad, just disturbing. Shotgun death bath, don't. Obdulia Sanchez live stream video, not that bad, but the situation is disturbing. Gabriel Kuhn and Daniel Petrie. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, I advise reading their story only. Don't look at the pictures. Nikki Katsura death photographs, don't. Facial degloving injuries, don't. Seriously. Stacy Wilson bus crime photos, pretty bad, don't. Vadi Farm, it's really not that bad at all, plus it's for scientific purposes. Some of y'all gonna Google this, so I even rated which ones ain't that bad and which ones are. Edit: 1 guy 2 spoons, unpleasant AF, 3 guys 1 hammer, yeah. No, smile.jpg, just spooky, man shot on Facebook live leak, this one isn't that bad, and the good news are that the guy survived. Cartel torture, live leak, no, only if you're really into gore. Edit 2, Apollo 1 burned bodies, not much gore, but pretty sad. Injuries involving degloving. My daughter, who is an obstetrician doctor, managed to deglove a finger a couple of years ago by dropping a heavy door on it. Blood everywhere. Everywhere. We rushed her to A and it got regloved. After some more surgery and rehab, she was able to resume her career, including the surgeries that she performs. Jimmy Fallon I think had a degloving injury a few years back and it was the first time I heard of it. I think he recovered fine, but after that I quit wearing rings. It wasn't degloved, it was basically that his finger detached from his hand. When the ring got caught it forced the bones, ligaments, tendons apart. But his skin remained intact, so that finger would have looked normal apart from the fact it would have just hung like a little sack of bones. Not a pleasant injury regardless. Ada, the injury was a ring avulsion, which can involve degloving, but I haven't found anything saying that happened as injury with a quick search, so you may be right. Smile. What's worse is I've heard that this kind of injury has happened with spinal injuries, so your head is detached from the spine. Fornia gangrene. I worked in a Berniku wound care unit. I saw this more than I ever thought. Mostly it was older, diabetic, truck drivers. Fornia gangrene, that is some horrible condition. The Google images are terrifying. Do people just ignore it and let it get to the point of blackened and dissolved flesh? I think I would be immediately to my doctor if I saw even a hint of my penis or scrotum beginning to rot or smell. I assume they must smell terrible, judging by the images. Are these folks usually suffering mentally? It would seem likely. Or why wouldn't you seek immediate help? Feel terrible for anyone who has developed this. What a disease. Edit: as if I need to add this, do not search Google Images for this. I have gotten so many messages of regret. Just do not. For your own sanity and peace. From the cases I've witnessed, it can start from something as simple as a pimple. The problem is, it happens so incredibly fast. The cases I saw go from a little redness to full-blown gangrene in less than a day. Edit, typical. My most upvoted comment is about dick gangrene. Same with my experience. You would be surprised how fast this can go from what's that little bump? To we are removing your testicular sac and abdominal skin. Jesus ducking Christ. Now I am terrified. Edit, I'm glad so many people share my sentiment. This is now money upvoted comment. Thanks. It's mostly a combination of poor hygiene coupled with a weak immune system, poor general systemic health from a shitty lifestyle. I will now proceed to shower every hour of my life no matter what. Don't forget to change your underwear. That too? So I support schools doing web security for their kids. One call we got was they had been doing an engineering class and they actually asked their kids to image search things longer than 6 inches. Yeah, don't Google that unless you have safe search enabled. I always get a kick out of looking at their keyword block list. Some of the shit middle school kids search for is hilarious. Explain more, please. Mostly lots of terrible misspellings of sexual terms. Penis. Cyclopia human, I made the mistake after watching Futurama. One of the characters, Leela, only has one eye. But human cyclopia is a lethal birth defect and not the cool sci-fi stuff I expected. Seriously, do not Google it. How does it look? They don't always get one eye, it's more like only one socket develops and they try to shove both eyes into it. Thanks, now I won't Google it. I did. I regret it. Degloving. Really? Don't. Yes, I'm an ed nurse and it still makes me sick. What's worse is if you could Google the smell of gangrene, that's one smell you will never forget. Gangrene is bad, but I think sebaceous material and urine at room temp for 3+ days all tie for terrible smell. Harlequin ichthyosis probably misspelled, not gonna Google to fix it. Wikipedia Harlequin type ichthyosis is a genetic disorder which results in thickened skin over nearly the entire body at birth. For the skin forms large, diamond-shaped plates that are separated by deep cracks. For they affect the shape of the eyelids, nose, mouth, and ears, and limit movement of the arms and legs. For restricted movement of the chest can lead to breathing difficulties. For these plates fall off over several weeks. 3 other complications can include premature birth, infection, problems with body temperature, and dehydration. 45 makes it sound like what the thing has. Try typing mountain chicken. It's not bad or anything, it's just stupid. Is it a chicken on a mountain? Tukshar massacre. Dagestan beheading massacre films. Russian soldiers surrendered to extremist forces hoping to become POWs. Unfortunately, they were deceived and Chechen commander Umar Edel Sultanov ordered his soldiers to cut the prisoners' throats as revenge for his fallen comrades. You'll get to listen to the cries of young men and their futile efforts to stay alive in these tapes. Edit, as many have pointed out, yes, the gurgling sounds are quite bad. Hopefully, you have a strong mind and stomach. I heard about this. There was also a familiar incident in Afghanistan, Soviet-Afghan War, where Soviet soldiers were kept as hostages, and as a comeback, the Soviets killed the hostage holders' parents and sent them the parents' genitals or just some organs in general. There's a reason why, very early on in the piece, humans worked out there needs to be some ducking rules when it comes to warfare. Because once that kind of escalation starts, there's basically no end to it. Each horror justifies the next and creates a feedback loop that can last generations. Reddit 5050. I googled it. It's the first and last time I will Google something that's here. I am so tempted and curious, with absolutely no idea what it may be. It is a sub where the title is 2 options. It is usually the worst option of the 2 when you click. There was a period where that sub was just raw with a really small chance it was the bad pick. Best was 5050, a picture of Nick Cage or a picture of Nick Cage. Any Pokemon image search with safe off. Unless you're into that stuff, I guess. Must. Resist. Urge. To Google. Everything.